Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermornings. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Never mind the furthermore. Never Mind the Furthermore is brought to you with the generous support of our good friends over at IndieCD.org. Yes, IndieCD, the Independent Creator Directory, your one-stop shop for the best and the brightest authors, artists, musicians, creatives of all stature and stance. And they are there to help you make your dreams come true. Because as I pitch, shop small, use real human artists, you need to be able to get a hold of those people. And that can be challenging. Going to IndieCD.org is the place to go. And if you are a creative looking for an online presence, a chance to be where you can be accepted and loved for what you are and what you do, and not zucked or musked or whatever billionaire is giving you flack because you have the audacity to have this thing called an opinion, may I heartily suggest going to IndieCD.org and paying the one-time fee of $40 to have your site there. It will give you access to the social media network that lurks in the background that's made by creatives and for creatives, so that you can do things like find out, is a convention worth going to? Follow our occasional chat on, oh, this guy's a scam, and other such delightful topics. You also get access to the community calendar, which lets you know when conventions and events are happening early enough that you can actually go to them as a vendor, instead of finding out about them, a week and a half later after somebody else made a bunch of money that you could have made. So go using this link, and I will tell you what, if you use this link and the code that I'm putting on the screen now, podcast1, you will get the half off code for the first 100 people that use it. It hasn't worn out yet, but as this video ages, you may or may not be able to. So you want to get on the bandwagon right now. That gets you a lifetime membership for $20. And I make $1 or $2 in the background, which helps me keep the lights on. And speaking of keeping the lights on, we are also made possible by sales of my books, including but not limited to The Simple Sword, The Fighting Axe, and The Simple Spear, part of my ongoing series of Western martial arts manuals designed to help you go from so you've never handled the sword to being able to teach it the fine arts of defense to others. I have several works in that field percolating. They are on slight delay because as soon as I can get through both my current mild obsession with Haints Hellfire 2 and the game stuff that I need to do for upcoming StompCon in September 7th at the Benton County Extension Building in lovely Fowler, Indiana. I am reaching out to game-related people who either have independent games or merchandise to support gaming type things, as well as the lovely company by the board games should be arriving. So that's coming up too. But I mentioned Haints Hellfire, and to the people who are bugging me, formatted like this one is, Haints Hellfire 2 is almost already longer. And that's before I do the nifty chapter breaks and stuff. So, it just occurred to me why it feels like writing this book is taking so long. Haven't gotten a lot of feedback from my lovely beta readers because they've both been busy, but it will be done when it's done. I will also be reaching out to my lovely folks who playtest BSR related things for a weekend in the near future, an afternoon of explosions, and let's see if we can make this work. Thank God everybody carries calculators in their pockets, and I certainly hope that this doesn't inspire Joe to make a more expansive companion app, because that would be terrible. Which I need the link. Okay, that was funny. The simul snap was funny. My extremely lovely producer did the snap at the same time I did, which, it's just that in sync moment. It's a beautiful day here. Now, with that being all said and shenaniganized, and telling you that Haints Hellfire is a lovely mix of abject horror interspersed with slightly absurdist comedy, where two rival reporters trying to cover the same horrible, grisly murder and some related effects to it stumble into a major supernatural conflict where they're on opposite sides. It's good. Daphne Leish liked it, and I respect her opinion. So, totally not going to take her quote and put it on the back of Haints Hellfire 2 for, Haints Hellfire 1. No, I would never do that. But please go on Amazon.com. Authors Nicholas Tockert, look that up. All right. Accountability time, which means I have to look. I don't know if I have any numbers on this. Let me see. I probably have a couple, but let me look, because Haints Hellfire is being worked on. Okay. And I haven't told you guys the working title for Haints Hellfire 2, have I? Okay, I got maybe like 130 words. Not bad for a very, very busy Thursday. So, what was I up to Thursday, and why does it matter? I have a anniversary to a very unpleasant event coming up next Monday. I will be talking about that subject then, this coming Monday. And I'm going to warn you all ahead. It may be a bit more serious episode than what we normally do, but it is necessary. And knowing that was coming, I decided to order myself what looked like a very neat Nerf blaster online from Amazon. And it did not live up to its appearances. Not that it doesn't work, but it's bizarre. And they kind of, let's just say they changed the photos around quite a bit between when I got it, when I ordered it and now. And it annoyed me enough that I may start reviewing Nerf blasters. Yes, it annoyed me so much I might be adding a new pre-recorded program. So, expect that when it's convenient to me. Also, I have a lot to talk about today, and I have some interesting subjects. But what I want to talk to you guys about before we get into stuff is acceptance. Now, I do regularly preach. Okay, maybe I do actually preach on this program occasionally. The importance of acceptance and tolerance of others, regardless of belief or orientation or appearance or any of that jazz. In the subcategory of not being a dick. Now, I do have to, as all things, mention that you have to be careful with who is accepting of you. Because acceptance by itself, guys, is not necessarily a good thing. Because, yes, groups like, this hodgepodge that is the rising tide. Thank you, Brian, for all you've done. Is a welcoming group all about building people up and finding you accountable and all that. However, just because as a writer, especially for you newer quills in this little lovely box, just because folks are accepting of you and welcoming does not mean you want to be part of what they represent. Just like people who have shows like we have to vet our guests. We have to vet the people we talk to an extent. We have to vet the people who would welcome us readily. Because the good folks have little fear of vetting. You can look into me and you'll find that I am pretty much what I look like. I am a goofy fella who's been involved in a lot of sword fighting and a lot of art and a lot of silly art, and I'm tolerant of a lot of silly art. Shock gasp horror. I've drawn anthro/furry art since the 90s. Mostly focusing on old school style fantasy art and, trying to be supportive. Vet me. If you don't like what I represent, walk away. No harm, no foul. But be careful, because lately there have been a lot of groups who are looking to acquire people for their own clout. They are looking to acquire people for their own benefit, not necessarily yours. And as we build up, I am concerned about the politicization of at least America. People are getting very, very tribal. They're getting very us versus them. So please be cautious about that as newer writers, newer creators, and even old hats. You can walk in, and I know it's like to digitally walk into a group. Boy, everybody seems nice, and everybody's nice, and then suddenly they're not. And you walk away. This has happened to me in a lot of groups and organizations because I am oddly traveled. We'll put it that way. But if any group, organization, or individual is putting down others to build themselves up, you don't want to be part of that. And that might sound hypocritical in this exact moment, but I'm not naming names. I'm not saying anything. You want to find people who are genuinely creative, people who are doing things, people who have their own background to stand on. And if they don't, if they're new or seem new, they're asking questions, not favors. Be wary of the people who come to you saying, hey, I want to do this, but can you do this for me? Because they're out there. There are several people who are known in communities uh, as being predatory and parasitic. And I want to warn you guys to guard your energy. Okay? And if you have trouble finding your way, bless you, Trey, many times over. Anyway, if you find your way stumbling into that, don't be afraid to walk out. Okay? Because the people who want good for you, amongst other things, they will say, if you've outgrown what I can do, please go. Some of us crazy people have planned obsolescence in our educational format, usually, with the exact intent of teach you what I know and then ferry you on to more advanced people if possible. I don't know anyone like that. We're not going to discuss that, but you can be more with the right community than alone. And so much of independent authorship, so much of independent artistry, so much of independent comics, from what I've seen, is about finding that small niche audience and finding your people and working with them, both as consumers and customers and patrons. And bless you, patrons of the Historical Fencing Guild. You are beloved more than you know and tolerant beyond words. But also, there are good folks out there who will respect your work. And just like it's okay to say, I don't want to associate with someone because of a specific political belief they've espoused or something that you find uncomfortable, just your gut is not comfortable. It is okay to say, I'm sorry, I don't want to take that job. You need to curate your business. You need to curate your thing. And I'm not saying on negative lines like, anything bigotry related or anything like that. I'm saying if you have standards that you work to, if you have boundaries is a good way to put it. If you say, let's say I'm an artist, and I am, and I will do X, Y, but not Z. So for I have done extremely few nudes that are publicized anywhere. Art studies and classes are whole different things. I don't do pornography. I don't do certain types of gore. I don't do anything I believe to be morally reprehensible. I mean, bigotry related things, things like that. It's not who I am. It's not what I do. Now, will I do flirty, silly stuff? Yeah. Do I judge people who do that other stuff? Not so much. That's their stuff. It's not my job to yuck their yum. But I'm going to paraphrase Walter Lippmann because he says, a man who has honor maintains his ideals despite it being unpopular, unprofitable, or dangerous to do so. And that is one thing that I have to, as somebody who holds to certain moral beliefs, you want to maintain your honor because it is hard fought and easily spent. Hard earned and easily spent, actually. Don't be afraid to have boundaries. And if it costs you money, as sometimes this does, you have to go and really ask yourself, is your honor, is your self-worth, is your uh, respect in the community sometimes, is your uh, family situation, is this worth the money? One of the great questions I got, I think it came from The Girl Next Door, an old movie with Elijah Dushku in it. Uh, is the juice worth the squeeze? Now, as you know, I will gladly sell my books to nearly anyone. Um, I try to balance the karmic distance of teaching people to sword fight with teaching the respect and caution and dignity and hopefully a semblance of good in baked with how I write. I really do. Um, but you have to look and go, what is worth it to you? What matters to you? And just like you have to defend that boundary, that morality against the onslaught of negative pressure, because there will be people who will pop up. And when I say will, note, I didn't say might. I have a touch of Fey-like thinking. I very, very rarely say something I don't mean. I may malaprop or something. That's a different process. Might. I don't say might come at you. I don't say people might uh, try to leverage you into things because they dislike what you're doing. They will. And I heard a very delightful quote by Margaret Thatcher that I can't bring up well enough to paraphrase for you guys. But there's an older version I can't accredit that basically says, if you don't stand for anything, stand up for what you believe, you'll fall for anything. And it goes to this: you may at some point acquire haters, people who work actively against your interests because they are either jealous or mentally ill or simply bored and sociopathic. I don't know. You will encounter them. That is okay. At some points in life, you will acquire enemies if you are doing anything that matters, if you are telling any truths, if you are supporting anything that can be opposed for your true moral beliefs. And while I do say always examine your beliefs, I don't say change your beliefs, but examine them to make sure you're believing the correct thing, because people can err. But the haters, at the end of the day, are not the ones that will take you off your path, because a direct force is easy to repel. Well, it's simple to repel. You just go no. That's it. No is a sentence. It is a paragraph. No is a whole book. No is one of the most powerful words, and to those who believe in such things, one of the most powerful spells you can cast is to simply look someone square in the eye and say no. And many times, though we try to talk beyond that, we don't need to. But those people are the ones who are easy to identify and thus easy to repel. As we go out, always be cautious of those who claim easy friendship, who appeal to terms of brotherhood or family. It's real easy. If you hear someone that you've barely met And they sound like the manager at a retail job that you were signing up for. We're all family here, or we're like a family. You're like a brother to me. It's like, dude, I've only known you 2 weeks, and I have brothers. You are not prepared to understand the horrors of what that can mean, because I would lay my life down for my brothers. I love them, but I also am occasionally tempted to make absolute obscenity laden problems with them because they're my brothers and I love them. If that means being tempted to shoot them at random points with Nerf darts, yes. If that means, in the youth, I have stories of the misadventures of me and my brothers that are horrific and nightmarish, because that's what happens when you have brothers that live in the country. Be careful using terms you may not fully understand what they mean. Uh, one of my more villainous traits, if I'm honest, is I do love like a villain. I have to be careful with that, because for the people I genuinely love, my world gets very simple. There is an us and there is a them. And I have to work to be a better person than I am, because part of me would gleefully watch the them burn like a barn fire, like if you've ever seen a field or a wildfire actually in person, and sip my Mountain Dew gleefully like it's a mint julep on my porch as the world burns around those who are not of mine or under my protection. This does not make me a very good person. Uh, Now, I try to be better than that. I try to be more than that. And sometimes I succeed and sometimes I fail. But at least I try. But you want to be careful, dear friends. The people who come in and they drape their arm over your shoulders and said, "Come with me, my friend, and I shall show you wonders. Come with me and you'll see a world of OSHA violations." Yes, think of that. The original Willy Wonka, we're not going to talk about the other one because I love Johnny, but there were mistakes made. Is he a charming character? Gene Wilder? Absolutely. That little dive roll is one of the greatest entrances of all time. Was he friendly to the children? Yes. Come, look at my lovely factory. It's full of wonders. Was he a friend to them? No. Considering we didn't see the results of the juicing procedure, or what happened to the fellow who probably didn't drown in the chocolate. And rest assured, that's the movie version. My point being, dear friends, and you viewers, I do consider my television friends. And feel free to judge me by my own standards. That's only fair. I try to avoid hypocrisy. I fail, but I try. Don't be afraid to vet people. Don't be afraid to question people. And don't be afraid to look at those who you know are wrong, are bad for you, or even in the rare cases that it exists, actually just that little thread of evil, and tell them no. Because whatever they offer, whatever the gold at the end of that particular rainbow might be, it will never be worth the price of admission. Don't sell your souls cheaply, my friends. Now, with that odd bit of suggestion today, I'm going to cut to folks I do feel I can trust, folks I love dearly, and who provide an opportunity for you all. But go ahead. After I run this ad, after my show, check them out. Look into them. I think you'll find they're worth your attention. All right. I just got a delightful message from Kelly Austin. So before I start the next phase of the program, I want to read this, and I know my hair is a mess. I'm at that point where the last few front pieces are almost long enough to get tied, but not quite. Give it a while. Hi, Nick. My messages don't seem to be going to your show when I post them. I don't know if this is due to an overall internet issue or something on my end, perhaps yours. Just letting you know in case anyone else is having the same issue. I'm watching your show and I assume that's liked it. Well, thank you, Kelly. I don't know why that would be, but depending on if you're watching through Facebook especially, there are a lot of shenanigans, and I will still gleefully promote your let me see. I gotta find where I put it. Your books, including, this is the rough copy of Werewolves of London. I am looking forward to the continuing adventures of Bishop Kincaid. No, her book doesn't start with Lorem Ipsum Dollar. I really need to retranslate that because I happen to remember what the word dollar means in Latin for reasons of my own that actually, I believe, show up in Hanson Hellfire 2. I'd ask Trey or Amanda, but neither of them have gotten terribly far in reading it. So it means I can slack off because they're not really pressuring me. Mwaha, ha ha. But yes, you are wonderful. Kelly Austin is an incredible creator. Please buy her books. I have to deal with comment dumps before I get this going. And one more message, because I got a message coming in. Let me see. I wrote it down. Where did I write it down? Let's see. No. Ah, yes. Alec, have you done your ASL homework stuff? It was assigned to you, and I know you reached out to Trey. Have you taken care of that, or shall I be more annoying? For those of you who don't know what I'm referring to, in the chat, hopefully somewhere, is our dear friend Alex Creations, who is a delightful miner and an associate, a friend of mine, who is trying to get through some of the more colorful aspects of school, and we are trying to support them on their way to making use of their incredible art school scholarship. And since that exists, and I want them to get there, I'm a be the semi grumpy guy that I can be, and ask all of you to support Alec every way you can, including the occasional verbal boot to the pants to be like, dude, you got work to do. Mosey. I'm probably going to catch flack for that, but let's see. Do I care? Nope, because I'm taking care of one of my own. That being said, first through the door is Don Dulos. I have arrived. Good morning. Good morning, Don. I don't know if you're referencing StarCraft, but it hit that button for me as I am a proud Protoss player, married to a delightful Zerg queen who I can get to freak out with 3 little words. Allow me. Carrier has arrived. Oh, she's out of the room. Okay. Because that's how, if she doesn't get me with the initial Zerg rush, that Stargate's bringing in all the joy. Yes, I geeked out unabashedly. I need to in this time of year and date. Now, good morning, Doug. Good morning, Alec. How you doing? I may have busted your chops a little bit, but it's been done with love and support. And hey, Alec, and accountability. I don't know, man. I'm tired. Man, 15 going on 40, my friend. I understand you're tired. I know there's a lot going on, but let's keep you buoyed best we can. We'll keep you entertained and agitated to get you through for the final hours of Friday before you can wander into that wonderful weekend. And yes, you'll notice my voice is still a little coming in and out. I don't quite know what's going on with it. Don't expect me to do the door busting Good Morning Nevermorians for a while. It's just, I'm letting whatever's going on heal up. How's your morning so far, Dawn? She asks, as Carl says, good morning. I turn my head for a minute and poof, that's right. They can sneak up on you, Carl. They're like ninjas. That's Carl Witzman, the creator of the Mad Gasser. You know what? Hold on. And several other things. But while we're here, I've been a little negligent in some of my ads. So let's just remind you just what Carl's all about. All right, we're back to the chat. I am barreling through, and we because I know I'm way behind. Oh, good comment dumps. Well, whew. Where am I? Boom. Good morning. Good morning. And Carl says, I was petting strips and putting together images for the new show opening for The Scanning is Munsey. Well, Carl, it's appreciated. We love The Scanning is Munsey. Is a great, great program. Be sure to get that uploaded to where I can deploy it as needed, as I have a feeling that I may be spending some time in that back seat until, Joe Bachman is comfortably where he belongs and I can dash away all. And I already finished recording the theme song. Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale. Anyway, who is it? Emily Bronte's work is also set in the same timing so that it almost all goes to the tune of Gilligan's Island. Shoot, I can't remember which author it was. Anyway, Carl has the theme song now? Nice. Yes. Don's just waking up, still tired from last night. Saw Brad Williams. I'm amazed I'm awake already. A nap may be in my future. So Brad tired you out, huh? Can't say I blame you. He's a good looking guy. Anyway, poor Dawn, sleepy gal. I'm concerned on that theme song. You should be. You should be. Tired or concerned? Yes. Knowing who wrote the song and sang the theme song? Concerned. I hope he kept it on the rails somewhat, lol. Carl had to fix a few verses from his original to keep it PG. Oh my. First, thank you from the bottom of my black little heart. Secondly, I'm sure the original would look good posted somewhere secretly in a green room type Discord related thing, because I'm sure some people want to see the unrated cut. The scanning is Munsey. It's so good. And thank you to Nick for producing the last. Well, I'm. But why is it people thank me and my first thought is to say I am so sorry. I do my best. Oh Lord, says Dawn, I want to see the pre-edits. Someday? Sure. Maybe a preview in the green room. See? Aha, yes. Accountability, Munsey theme done. Plan made to level 1. Oh, do you mean writing goals? Yeah, I did some of that too. Okay. When I say accountability, I want to clear it up. I want to know what you're doing that matters to you. Yes, it is primarily to help keep us on the path of creation, be it art, writing, music, etc. But if you're doing something else that really matters to you, then let's hear about it. Because the fact that you guys aren't all just sitting there watching, sitcoms and eating bonbons on the couch means you are lapping thousands of people, millions of people. But I want to know. I'm genuinely interested in the lives of my chat. Accountability. Go through my corner of the living room today. Y'all, that catch-all spot, need to go through it and straighten out. I hope so. I do hope Nick is feeling better today. A bit. I'm still, as you can see, I'm still a little flushed. And I'm still fighting the modicum of something. But something far worse hit Amanda yesterday. So she had to take the day off, and it's been very good friends bathroom-wise. So I had to pick up slack. And that's one of the best ways for me to get over anything is to, be required. Hope so. And Don's giving hugs to Alec, and Don saying hey to Dawn and whispering, hey, Donna. And Sarah, lurking mode engage. I gotta get my living space wrangled in. And smack dab in the middle of reading Neurosis by Amy Hale. Oh my God, she's a brilliant author. Wait a second. That sounds... Is that a plug? Let's see. And hey, Sarah, and that. And Sarah, Alec, hey, Witzmans. And Thesis come through the door. Morning, Thesis. I want to express my condolences to Thesis because I mentioned something that there was a period during the 90s where Gregorian chants came out of left field as a very popular thing. And apparently, though he was there, he missed that arc. And that is tragic because, one, it was a great, great album. And importantly, it did a whole spin off of very strange quasi spiritual albums that you could get on CD from like Meyer and Walmart. And they had these displays, and the displays had these flat buttons with the album. It would play a sample of them. And very importantly, one of them was like Scotland's finest, or it was a bagpipe one that played Scotland the Brave when you hit the button. And the delightful thing of it is, unlike most of the songs that only played a snippet, it usually played the whole song quite loudly, which meant a certain much younger, much skinnier Nick, upon visiting Meyer or Walmart, would have to wander by that section and spam that button a bit, both to get the DJ remix version of dun 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 dun, and due to Blair Scotland the Brave, because reasons. Apparently, my family is spreading gravel in the living room by the sound of things. I don't know if that Foley work came through. Either someone was pouring themselves a serious bowl of cereal, or gravel was being spread in the living room. And there's about equal. Oh, it's the new Nerf gun. It's the okay. Xander has a grind, or a fairly rare grind flywheel powered. So you rev it up and then you pull, and it acts like a flywheel blaster without a battery. But the sound is rather new. And friends, on that topic, I want to remind you of something. I was going to wait till the end of the episode, but I'm going to remind you now. There is nothing more powerful, my dear, dear friends, than love, except an M32 rotary grenade launcher, because blank them and everyone around them. Paraphrasing one of the great memes of my era. And since I've rediscovered it, and I now have a Nerf equivalent, because of course I do, life is good. Is it the best blaster? No. Is it terribly powerful? No. Is it insanely cool? Abso-fraggin-lutely. And it gives me excuse to have to order Nerf rockets. Well, destroyer missiles, I believe is what they're called. They're about this big. Now, we have Alex, Sarah. Okay. Sarah, Alec, hey, Witzmans, Thesis, here we go. Hi, Thesis. Everyone's greetings. We're going to pop and drop through some of these greetings. Time for meds. If you haven't taken your meds this morning, take your meds and hydrate. And that's not just them, it's you. As I didn't get them yesterday. Shame. Shame. No, get your meds. Be careful. Take care of yourself. Ooh, I got to take mine. Glad you said something. See? Will do, Dawn. Make the crazy and unhinged stay in. We all do what we got to do. Dawn says meds and nuts consumed. Caffeine in process of consumption. I'm sorry, I just see like Dawn with a little loading bar. You know. Now I want to play the old school Armored Core games that didn't require 15,000 buttons. Hey, Thesis. And we're joined by Trey. Good morning, all. Good morning, Trey. I am only an hour behind in my hour show. And you guys know, shoot, I don't care. I'm my show. I can drop ads when I want. Meh. Trelena's an incredible crafter. Okay. We're going to angle up so you don't see the disaster. See Navi in the middle over there of my wall of cool that's going to be redone? You see Navi? That is a weighted Navi I can yeet at someone while saying, hey, listen. It is one of the great joys in my life. What?
You had Navi, and we used to. That's what we called the map.
That we do refer to the GPS as Navi because it interrupts what we're doing to tell us to do things, which is what Navi the Fairy on Zelda Ocarina of Time did. And if you want to play that game, it's for the 64, and we have it, and we can set it up for you. Okay? Okay. That was Xander inquiring about Navi. Anyway. Whoa. Okay, and greetings for Trey, because everybody loves Trey, as you should. And you're free to love her, you just can't have her, because if she becomes available, she's mine and Mandy. It has been discussed, as recently as this morning, because it is a frequent topic of discussion. Yes, take that how you will. I know I will. Anyway, hold on. You know what? I earned that one today, didn't I? I earned it. I deserve it. Let's just throw the classic, not the green room. I wear that with pride. Now, Dawn, says Carl Wickham, what is the name of your YouTube channel again? PM me if you don't want it everywhere. Limited distribution of someone's YouTube channel? Egads, Carl, have you learned nothing from me? Oh. That's like saying can't to Sergeant Bilko. You just don't do it. As Don properly responds, hashtag always promote. Don't make me summon Brian K. Morris. And that's youtube.com/@ddulosbpa. And Sarah says, when the show begins, don't forget to give a like. I'm going to have to start using something a little different than a whip, but equally as never mind. Mine are in the room, not the green room. LOL. Derp, if you speak my language, you get the idea. I come from a land down under. And we mostly kept the show on rails Wednesday night. Just enough off the rails to keep you guys entertained. And Sarah's is going to start using a Frogger. I told you can't have Trey. She's mine. No, or Joey for that matter. I'm possessive. No. 42 views so far, 66 for the first one. So we only offended 24 people. Goals. Morning, folks. And Trey says ribbit. Morning, Foxy. Hey, Foxy. And you know what? I forgot to mention that Don Dulos is the creator of the Facebook group that chronicles these stories of Don's fashionable felines, Georgette and Buddy. And that is the hypersonic squee echoing across the land that I can't hear, but I can feel, and I can see the ears of others bleeding. Now, this one time at church camp, where is Zachy when you need him? Oh my goodness, Okay, I must have missed something. Yes, I did. Okay, here we go. I already worked with minors for the summer months. I'm pretty sure I corrupted a couple of them in a staff meeting this week. I need to find which ones are minors. Yep. Foxy says, my butt is like an old truck. It doesn't want to get into gear. I find you just need to push it from behind. And that'll, rev things up. You might need to use starter fluid, though. Foxy! This one time at church camp, we covered that. I'm holding back a green room comment at the moment. It is much appreciated. Oh my gosh! It had to do with church. A couple of them were talking about church and youth group, and I can't say the rest of the minors here, but yeah, it was a whoops moment. After the fact, Raffle, my gosh. Yes. Posted a good video on FB from another counselor who talked about not letting uncertainty rule you and how we sabotage ourselves. Pertinent to writers and artists. Awesome. I will have to look into that. Remind me later to DM it to you sometimes because I'll forget. Sarah, you need a parental advisory placard to wear around your neck. Yes, you do. Waffle, I laugh because it's true. Don't forget to like and share. And Don saying, hey, Nick. Hey, Donna. Well, now we all know you keep the mojo in the dojo. But she also keeps the lotion in the ocean. Make that sweet motion. Friends, we are so glad to have Donna Carlene in. And since she is here, and I am feeling a little generous on this frightful Friday, let's run her latest ad.
Which is worse, parental interference in your job or a person with a weapon when they shouldn't have one? Working security can be boring, but some conventions are a blast. Find this and all of Donna Carlene's books at lulu.com or look for her on indycd.org.
We've got Carl. 90% of us need that placard. And Nick looks better. Good to see. Well, I did engage in some nerve-based retail therapy. I am feeling a touch better. I'm still having some issues. But I'm also very good at acting when I have to. I've been around enough young kids that my filter is pretty good. Most of the time. Sometimes, yeah. Happy Friday! There's Cindy Koepp at the hour. Hey, Cindy. Hi, Cindy. And as we are approaching the hour, please remember that Nita and Daphne are running Rage and Vlogs for the adults in this who have both a sense of humor and are willing to deal with adult topics in both a serious and completely disrespectful manner. So that's over on the Indie Comics Network. I am waiting for the new bump to promote their works, but I will not be upset if any of you have to jot over there. I try not to steamroll over their time space, but I understand if I do. Every once in a while, we all slip. Yes, we do, Foxy. And waves. And she says, I've started the new job. Do tell. Not still 100% sure what I'll be doing, but I know it's change manglement or management. Oh, I love that. I've been in training with lots of meetings so far. Well, it's keeping you busy. Hi, Cindy. Been working on dragon commissions. My
looks just like the Fortnite one.
Yeah, they're very similar. They're very cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
You can have fun with those. Go put some darts in that one. I got to do my show, though. Put them in both of them. There's a...
They always have darts.
Okay, well, then after my show, you can shoot them because they get loud.
Oh.
You know what? You can come close my door and you can shoot them. Okay, bud? I used to mute that stuff, but you guys asked so much about what I'm talking to off screen that That's why. So the thumps you will hear, hopefully faintly, will be Xander shooting the assorted targets in the hallway. Just don't shoot my door directly, okay? Alrighty. As the Nerf Wars renew in my hallway, as I've warned you guys, my house is very Nerf active, so stay strapped or get clapped. We'll go back to what I was reading. I've been working on dragon commissions. My efforts to make a dragon pattern larger made it way too large for clients' purposes, so I'll finish it later to sell. Awesome. Dumb thought. Have you considered just doing some dragon wings for cosplayers? That might be easier, relatively easy for you to do. And hi, Cindy, AFK here and there. Got to clean this up. And hey, Cindy, howdy. Volunteering to be a beta reader for Haints and Hellfire 2. Understanding that it will be edited. It will not. It's in the on my phone version, so it is hideous. But I can throw it that way. Will there be a Haints and Hellfire game? If only I had a modern-ish RPG that I need to get formatted and set out. Now I need to run an ad real quick. So, because while we're talking games, I need to run. Let's see, Cindy's in there, so I'm not going to run that ad. Where did it go? Can't run that one, but I need the. Where did it go? That's really weird. There it is.
Army Men is a tabletop RPG set in a world of living plastic. Players take on the roles of soldiers within one of the nations of the Plastos Federation, forming a squad that will be deployed to scout the wilds, defend civilian populations, and go in guns blazing against the dangers of the setting. Players choose their character's resin from one of the classic variants, green, gray, red, tan, or blue, and then select one of the game's unique classes like Medic, Grunt, Scout, Tactician, or even Ordnance. With nearly 24 unique starting backgrounds as well as the exploit system that allows players to truly customize their character's abilities, Army Men provides plenty of fodder for your troopers. Players aren't the only ones getting fresh toys to play with either. Game Masters receive unique tools for creating challenges and setting difficulty, both through expanded tactical rules to provide more battlefield flexibility, but also by eliminating a lot of the bookkeeping you find in traditional RPGs. There's no experience points to track, for example, as players level up after completing a certain number of missions. There's also no gold to track or expenses to follow. Players requisition the gear they need for their missions before deployment, allowing everyone's loadout to be tailored to what they're expecting to encounter. Lastly, players and game masters alike are given a fresh, unusual setting to explore. The nations of the Acetal Alliance, United Polymeria, the Steric Republic, and Acrylica have united against the threat of the Vespoids, huge insectoid creatures that pose a risk to every resinous person in the world if they are not stopped. Even though these nations share a common enemy, though, many of them have bad blood in histories that go back for centuries. So while some missions may go out into the trenches, others may take place in shadowy backrooms and dark alleys frequented by spies or undercover agents. If you're looking for an RPG that will be unlike anything else you've played before, and which is simple enough for new players while providing plenty of fresh challenge for experienced ones, then back Army Men today.
And that's from Neil Litherland, who should be at StompCon demoing his independent game. I believe in the importance of independent authors and gaming enough that I'm putting my money down to host StompCon, which will be, featuring big stompy robots, my tactics game. And I'm going to be talking about that a lot leading up to September. I'll probably be promoting the books. If I can get things to work out, I may actually be doing new book covers for the assorted novels in that series. We'll see. And let's see, Cindy says, I've started reading new Endgame for suitable arrangements. I'll get a preview on patreon.com/CKOEPP for the Behind the Tears set. And Dawn said, is Joe in the background? And he hasn't said hi yet. No, Joe is not in the background. Trelena is in the background, my other lovely producer. And Heart of Sacrifice is at its editor now. It's due back at the end of the month. Excellent. Sarah, trying to figure out a brand for a self-publishing logo. Prepping to do more work on Drive-Thru-RPG and other works later on. Got one in the works and in research mode. I had some problems with Drive-Thru-RPG. I will admit, I experimented with publishing the quick play version, and all they did is give out 1,000 copies of it, make some money, not much, and then not give me my money. I had some real problems with it, so I have mixed feelings on Drive-Thru-RPG. And Joe's currently pouring concrete, so I'm in the background today. That's what Trey's saying. Absolutely. And we love having Trey in the background. She doesn't have her headphones right now because she's taking a business call and looking incredibly serious. But that's okay, because that means I can mess with her all the more. She can only watch my little head bobble on the screen, not knowing that I'm going, hey, Trey, what's cooking up? I'm also reading contract documents at the same time. She's massively awesome. Ooh, even better, but don't tell Joe that. You're doing a lovely job. Yes, she is. I'm still getting ready for International Chinese Martial Arts Championship. I will be competing with a piece of the Wu style 108 slow form, Gagi, the Wu style fan form, Wan Xin, and fixed step push hands, applied Tai Chi sparring, sort of. For fixed step, your feet are stuck where you start, and it's all about off balancing your opponent. So it's sort of like Tai Chi sumo. That's awesome, Cindy. I didn't realize there was a fixed step style. Sarah, that's my accountability, plus reading books I have from Nevermorians, alerting of mistakes when I come across them for errors for future publishing. Sorry if I'm missing things in chat. I need new glasses is an understatement. Well, we need to get you where you need to be to get your new glasses. And Cindy replies to @Trey, there is a competition at least my Tai Chi teacher, Shining Robert, and I decided that fixed step would be safest of the three options, and sudden steps in unexpected directions might cause my hip to pop loose, which it's prone to. Yay for HSD, I roll. I've recently passed that test in class. Next skill is restricted steps. Push hands, which one foot can move at a time. Freestyle push hands will be a later level. In that one, move at any direction at any time, just don't lose balance. I dabbled in a variant of that as instructed by John Miner a long time ago. And it's hard to do a push hands related style with someone built like Hagrid. But I have to skip through so I don't lose where I was. Let's see. And hi guys, is this message getting through so you guys can see it? My service is working, just checking to see what the issue could be. It's now coming through loud and clear, Kelly. I certainly didn't do anything on my end to block you. You are too amazing for such things. And Kelly, I can see you, Kelly. Hey, Kelly. I see you. Tried to order some allergy-friendly baking mix stuff, add 2 different ingredient lists. Tried to contact the company to find out what it had. They ghosted me. Fine. Won't spend money. There again, goober heads. Thanks, everyone. The weather is bad here, so I just wanted to check things. Much appreciated. Well, I hope you stay safe. The weather's been rough this year. Hope you're feeling better, Kelly. You need to find books, Amazon.com/store/Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert II /author, and then all that lettery gobbledygook. That's my store. Please go read my books. Buy them if you like them. My stuff is mostly free on Kindle Unlimited. One story to be edited and then formatting and publication for Atomic Stories. That's awesome, Kelly. Hey, Kelly. Or here, Brian K. Morris's Amazon. And my DeviantArt, which is my somewhat, I have another big lot to do. My art gallery. I don't see how they can legally do that, Cindy. What the heck? Hey, Trey, Donna, Carl, Dawn, Sarah, and all the other friends. I miss. Pardon me, their storm's rolling in. It's making the pressure hit. And darn, out of time and I have to go sit through a pile of meetings. Y'all have fun now. You hear? Have a great weekend, Cindy. Have a great day. And Sarah says, just a random idea. It would be awesome to see a book written about safety and effectiveness in jousting. I wouldn't be the one to know, but dang, you have to factor in the horses too. Absolutely. I believe there are some books about jousting. I'll have to look around. It is a tremendous sport. It's still being taught, I believe, in Texas. With jousting being an impaling weapon shield used kind of along the same lines, writing about it while not on horses. No idea where that came from. No, it's a great idea. It's just slightly outside of my bailiwick. While I have ridden horses, and my wife is a fairly accomplished equestrian, I haven't had any experience jousting on horseback. On Yamaha back, that's a whole different thing, but we're not going to talk about that. Anyway, good morning and happy Friday, folks. Hey, Joe, out on the job site by Jamestown, Indiana. Hope you all have a great weekend. You stay safe, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hi, Joe. Hope the pour is going well, and everyone is glad to see Joe, as they should be. Back to breakfast and cleaning and lurking mode. Excellent. Random dude, we're like a family here. Nick, good, because I need some help cleaning my garage. You're not even wrong. That's the quick way. That's the quick way to find out what they mean. Apparently, they're trying to mean the mob, but the mob takes care of their own. Did you just say that you respect the mafia more than many retail businesses? Yes. Is that clear? Good one, Carl. Ha! Trey cackles. I'd rather be rating Hanson Hellfire than the CIB for B-41427. Okay. And yes, I finished the SL. Got an A- in the class. Well done. Ended up figuring it out. Way to go, Alec. Yay, Alec. Nice job, Alec. Yay, Alec. Punk rock kid. Yay. I like soft jazz, Nick. It's safe, sexy. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. It is a lot easier on my voice to talk this way, believe it or not. Yeah, we kind of forgot about ads Wednesday night. It happens. Carl says, it was a wild night, Dawn. Chat had us hopping. Great true story based on psychological thriller set of books, Mad Gasser by Carl Witzman. Thanks for the ad and the good comment, always. Current one is Neurosis by Amy Hale, and so very good. You're most welcome. It's true. Sarah says, I keep hearing the word Munzie. I still have no idea what that is. Well, it is a game where you find and scan QR codes that other people have left to be scanned. It's one way it's been described as, and take this with the humor involved, old people Pokemon Go. You get badges for finding a bunch of them. It's a whole thing. And if you want to know more of it, there is a program on the Independent Creator Network YouTube channel called The Scanning is Munzie, where you can hear about it. It's a game on your phone, Sarah. No, hers goes with the Yellow Rose of Texas. Emily Bront goes with the Yellow Rose of Texas. Wait a second. I'll have to check. Oh, so very good. I figured And Sarah says, check out 2 Munzie shows, and that's a link. Oh, it's a show? It's a game, but there are 2 episodes on Joe's channel explaining it. Or shows about the app. I'll have to check it out after the show because I didn't hear the videos live and link at the same time. It's okay. Thanks, Don. I was going to send her the link, but you did it first. I'm quick sometimes. And Don says, get better, Manda. And hi, Xander. She says hi. Oh, I got you. Thanks. It's been mentioned often. I thought I'd make sense eventually, but finally I have to ask and click on it, then pause to watch after NTF. Excellent. And feel free to ask a question if you ever hear anything. Don't hesitate. Feel better soon, Manda and Xander. Using a wood burner? I have one of those. Is that Muncie? I'll look up the app as well. Maybe a Creative Go? My phone lags with apps constantly, but it was only $40, so I can't complain much. I understand. Oh, poor Trey. She is bewildered, having endured the horrors of whatever that phone call was. I assume the idiocy on the other line was a bombardment, and that poor angel of a woman she came out of that phone looking punch drunk, y'all. I've been there. And Sarah says, healing energy in your home, Tockerts. Thank you. Speaking of bagpipes, did you see the senior prank where a couple students hired a bagpipe player to follow their principal around? Yes. People at my school used to ask each other what their favorite Gregorian chant was. Gregorian chants mixed with deep, dark music is mind-blowing, gorgeous, and bring chills to how well. Yes. Now you're getting into the realm of, like, old Gothic. I remember Gregorian chants was a thing for a bit. Even it means putting eyeballs onto screens to read chat equals worth it. Well, I try to read it out loud for you. Thesis says, Foxy Kitty and I have introduced one of her students to bagpipes. She's been listening to nothing but for the most of last month. Excellent. Yeah, it was a section in a music course I took in college. Delightful. It was my fave section throughout the course. I remember chants being a thing, but not in the 90s. It was more an early 2000s thing. Might have been just too into metal. It kind of raised and then disseminated. So I see that. Remember when ska was a huge thing in the mid-90s? Hush about not being alive then, Alec. You know what? Ska has its place. If you want, you know, if life is sad, but you're going to be happy about it, play a trumpet and listen to ska. Oh my God, ska. Lamau. I'm rather fond of the swing music resurrection that hit. That became the electro swing movement, which is deep in my heart of music. Don't think I remember that one off my head. It's okay. Nope, don't remember that either. I remember grunge in the 90s. That was a thing too. Radical Acceptance come to the conclusion that cleaning will have to be after the show sometime. Hi, that happens. Of course, my memory of certain periods is almost non-existent. Welcome to the club. And Sarah says, some pop up at random times. Yes, Blade, I was into the grunge phase. And Dawn says, my babies. In the 90s, I was listening to old Metallica albums and went through a blues phase. Understand that. Jeez, I left my phone in the living room while brewing a cup of coffee. Made a mad dash to grab said phone to show you all my squeak. I'm glad. Hello, everyone. Hello, Chris Walker. Halican is going to have a fan table at Metrohem in Chattanooga this weekend. Come by and see Joe Dog today. Both of us on Saturday and Sunday. Awesome. Push from behind. Got to get that truck rolling. Hey, Chris. Hey, Chris. Morning, Chris. Another squee. Another incoming squee. Too late for the warning. Yes, Joe. Thesis. So many green room comments. And Blade is pushing where from behind? Oh my gosh, Frisky Friday and not the green room. Best to go AFK for me. Another Hunter's Ridge book will be coming out soon. Excellent. Chris has accountability, making arrangements to assist someone for Uncon the following weekend and trying to do behind-the-scenes stuff for HoloCon. Very busy rest of the month. Well, I'm glad. Oh, good. You had me worried when you said Nita was serious. I understand. Busy, Chris. Want to say hi and wish everyone a happy Friday and great weekend ahead. It is much appreciated. 12 likes. Good job, everyone. Appreciate that too, folks. Callie, Dad won't listen to me. It's lunchtime. He's back in here now. I guess that's about time. Everyone have a good day. See you tonight. See you later. And everyone have a great weekend. Later, Saw. We love BSR because Big Stompy Robots rules. Foxy's tree now has 2 hummingbirds. Maybe babies soon. Oh, they're so tiny. Anyway, I am not going to lose it over that. So, Carl, Dawn, how long does it take Munsies to rest? Do you scan them? Yeah. Can you scan them again? Trey said, had back-to-back calls. One from Joe, one to the boss. We got talking about precons and charging time. Trelena just reminded me of a project I have for her. This is not related to the silly surprise that I found for her. That's just a silly little thing that shows that I was thinking of her. But she said precons, and I know she means pre-construction and all that good stuff. But when I hear precons, being the diverse geek that I am, my brain goes, yes, magic cards. We need to lure you into Commander anyway. And with the Bloomborough release coming out at, I want to say in November, they're starting to leak cards and seeing magic through a Redwall lens. I'm going to have to get the card lists for the precons, print off proxies, and give a whole deck of proxies to Trey to encourage her to come play Magic with us. Jonathan Davies, Korn, plays the bagpipe. Have him follow the principal around. Yes! And physical... I'm going to hope that was supposed to be Munsey's and it got rewritten, but I will read it as written. Physical weenies reset every day. For those of us who aren't properly hydrated and gifted, some of us reset multiple times a day if we're treated right. Now, virtuals generally don't, unless there's a special that drops on it. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that one alone without having to get reference sites that you probably go to through incognito mode. Moving on. That could be fun, Sarah. It just followed Dom's comment too well. So got to wait till later in the day to get them again. I miss Stomp, Blue Man Group. Yes. The bagpipes made national news. It happened here in Peoria. Physical greenies. Well, Don, that error is recorded in history, and suddenly I get a comment. Okay, I know what they're laughing about. The rubies at Walmart haven't reset yet, and I know it's been over 24 hours since we got the first one. And it's a combination of Metropolis and Gotham. So just Justice League. But unlimited, because that was the superior series. Anyway, we need more Zatanna. Anyway, I have no bias. I have those. Metroth. Homage to Metrotham. Homage to you your pronunciation of Trey's name from Wednesday night. Well, look, I try to help. Munsey sounds hackable with random QR code downloads. I will say that has been one of my concerns, but I never said, yeah. Well, Foxy giggles. Well, when you said precons, it was so not what I thought it was said. Leaving it there. Understood. And I got to see Blue Man Group in Vegas for a few years back. One of the best shows I've been to. Now we get to play, is that one of the mysterious helicopters or is that farm equipment going by? I'm not looking. Ducking autocorrect. It was even funnier as Nick said it out loud. There's that word again. Better not find out it's an homage, an insult. Oh, I'm sorry. Sarah says, I'm going to get in trouble if I don't STF you. I swear. Every dang day. No, friends, I'm going to run some commercials. We're at an hour and a half. I'm going to wrap this shenanigan show up. Dang thesis. Ask Carl about that. So let's run some ads that need to be run.
Welcome, friends. I'm Bladed Thesis, and this is my tea house. Come join me every other Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time as we discuss Chinese culture, history, philosophy, and of course, martial arts. You can find me at youtube.com/BLADEDTH3SIS. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of tea, or the drink of your choice, and join the discussion.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastein, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Hi, this is Kat. During the school year, I'm Mrs. Rothermel, but otherwise, I am Rock and Roll Art Goddess, writing about my past and filming the present. I need you to join my Rock and Roll Art army and to check out my merch on Zazzle.com. What started out as journal therapy is now 4 books, I see, and an Instagram account to blow off steam, becoming a book, with another to do the same. A short film for a friend. No, this is not the end. Peace, love, and let me art.
Yep, I'm all about supporting all you guys, getting out there, creating, and doing what you love. But it is the end of the day. My broadcast part, anyway. On this channel, I will be back at 8 o'clock on the Historical Fencing Guild to talk swords and shenanigans, and we'll see what happens. It sounds like there's a lot of interest in short swords versus, other techniques. I may get into that. I also have to find out which of the different styles that I know /do people want me to write about next, because we're getting due on the next edition of that sort of thing. But for the rest of you guys, keep writing, keep drawing, keep creating, because anything you do, anything you can make, you can edit, you can improve it, but you cannot edit a blank page. I love you, and you should too. And I'll see you Monday for another episode of Nevermind the Furthermore. Toodles, folks.